Good evening. My name is Frederick Crawford. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my audience members for coming out today to listen to this important topic. Today, we're going to be discussing, do you feel that people should live together before marriage? I'm going to be discussing some points, main points with you, and some more information that'll help you make that decision. The pros of living together, managing household finances and chores, and is your relationship strong enough in order for you guys to get married? That's an important topic that you have to ask yourself. That's something that goes through everyone's mind as far as you're getting older, because I feel that everyone wants to get married for the most part. But there's a lot of things that go into place before you can make that decision. For instance, if you're dealing with somebody, you have to ask yourself, can you deal with their flaws? You got to ask yourself, are you compatible enough to deal with each other for the rest of your life? Those are a lot of things that go through your mind. I feel that when you move in together, some of those questions can be answered because you're able to see the true flaws of that person. Are you able to deal with them on an everyday basis compared to seeing them every other day or twice a week? Just different flaws as far as does them leaving the toilet seat up bother you, or they have to go to sleep with the lights on, or just any type of thing, because every individual is different. That's why you have to be compatible with that individual. Those are questions that go through your mind as far as you make a decision as far as jumping the broom with that person. Are you able to wake up to them every single day? Can you go to sleep to them every night? Those are questions that you have to be able to answer as far as you making a decision. When you're dealing with a person, a relationship is involved with two people. Anything that you do will affect that person. Period. Anything that you do will affect that person because you're not dealing with just yourself anymore. You're dealing with two people. So you have to think for you and your individual person that you're dealing with as well. You can't just think for yourself, because whatever you do will affect that person in some type of way or form. Whether you believe it or not, it will affect that person. So you have to make sure that you're able to open up your life as well to deal with that person and allow them to come in. Therefore, you come as one whole, which is the relationship. But it's two people involved for the, overall. It's one relationship, but two people involved, which makes one. So you have to ask yourself, are you able to open up for that person to come in, and that you can take your life and their life and merge it into one? You have to be able to deal with their flaws, and that's a big factor. That's, whether you want to believe it, it's a big factor, because some people, they rush into getting married, they feel like they know each other, and they really don't know each other. Then next thing you know, they're in a divorce line. These days, the divorce rates are very high. Some people are getting married very fast, and they don't even know their spouse. Even if you have to do a background check on that person, you have to do what you have to do in order to make sure that you're marrying the person that you think that you're marrying. Because some people know how to hide things, especially if you're not living together. Because I can live a nasty way and you can live a clean way, but you wouldn't know that because you're not with me every day. And say if we rushed to get married and we didn't live together first, and next thing you know, we end up staying together, and I end up just being nasty and you're OCD and you're clean. Then next thing you know, how are we going to come to common ground as far as us making it to the next level and making our marriage last? So those are questions that you have to ask yourself. I was able to look up some statistics as far as couples living together before marriage, and the rate is 60%. So it's more normal these days for people to go ahead and move in together first in order to learn that person. For my advice to you is to make sure that you know who the person you're marrying, one. Number two, make sure you know the front and back of that person, because you don't want to just get yourself into something that you can't get yourself out of. You always have to remember, don't rush, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to let things happen naturally. When they happen natural, then things are more smoother than as far as you rushing into it. You don't know that person. You have to know their family. They need to know your family. That all comes into one. That's what marriage is. It's a lot of different factors into one. So you have to make sure that this is the person that you want to marry. You have to make sure that you're able to deal with them on an everyday basis. It's not part-time. This is a full-time job. And you have to make sure that you're 110% involved with that person. So take your time and just do what's best for you. Do not pressure anything. If you need more information as far as statistics, as far as divorce rates, or things you want to know about that person, or if you just have any type of questions dealing with this topic, you can go to livehopeandtruth.com, or you can go to divorce.com. Therefore, you can get more rates as far as divorce rates. And of course, you can go to oureverydaylife.com to give you more answers as far as questions that you may have. And Also remember, just take your time. You don't have to rush. You have your whole life to look forward to, but take your time and make the right decisions that's going to be best for you, because you have to live with yourself at the end of the day. So make sure that you go ahead. If you're thinking about getting married, if you make it to the level with that person, take the chance on moving in together. So therefore, you can make sure that you can deal with that person and that person is the one for you. Thank you for coming out and listening to my speech today. You guys have a great evening.